Wake up now. These streets. Hi. I didn't see you there. What are you doing here? I mean, well, since you're here, we might as well have a conversation, right? Hi. Welcome back to Soda Talks. It's your girl Soda. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you want to talk about. Tell me how y'all feel about the story. Tell me what you learned. Let me know. So, today we're going to be talking about the importance of getting played in a relationship and what you can learn from it. And it's mixed in with the time I beat up the side chick. This dick hungry bitch. She came to my job over Jake who loves me. Look at this hater. Look at her fat ass. Look at her. The best friend. Bitch. What's up? Zach, look at her. Look at her. The hairdresser. And I don't understand how I let that fly over my head. I guess because the girl wasn't really not that attractive, so I didn't think anything of it. And let this be a learning lesson. Be aware of who you're dating, because their lifestyle. This is why lifestyle and career is so important to me, because it's like we spend most of our times at work, and it's like you bring work home too as well, and it's just like, yeah, just be aware of the lifestyle. Know what type of life you want to live, because if this person is, in the streets, no offense to my street dudes, I'm gonna still cup an eighth, a half, a pound, whatever, when I get good and ready. But at the same time, be prepared when you have to hold somebody down. And then 5 years later, after you realize you're 5 years older and you realize all the time that you wasted trying to chase love, and all that time and money you could have spent, you could have put it into yourself. And that's one of the importance of why we do learn from our mistakes, because it teaches us who we are, what we could have done, and what's more important, and that all comes with age. I was only 17 when I was holding this dude down, and I'll be honest, and I don't even care if he watches, because I know he probably does. That was my first love, and I do not regret anything in that relationship, because it taught me a lot about myself. That's what relationships are for. They're mirrors. They teach you about yourself. It's not always about pointing the finger at someone and how messed up the world is, and I'm into zodiac signs. He was a Scorpio, but that has nothing to do with anything. All right, we'll talk about signs another day. Anyhow, and I also will say this. Also, be aware of why people come back. They come back to see if you're still gonna go through the same cycle with them, how they treat you. And it's up to you to recollect if you appreciated that, if you liked it or not. Some people do learn from their mistakes and cheat with discretion. But at the same time, I'll be honest with you, as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more and more detached from sex, because it's like, bruh, if you do it, you're gonna do it right. And I have already accepted that I have the free will to leave any relationship that I ever want to leave, because it's my life, and I can still love you from a distance even after you do that, and appreciate it like I'm doing it right now, because I'm sharing it with y'all, because I've learned a lot from these relationships. So I was 17, holding this dude down in jail, I really got to get to know him over the phone. I really thought I was grown, because I was dating somebody who was like 4 years older than me. I was like, oh my god, I forgot how old he was at the time, but I knew it was that amount. And just because you dating somebody older than you does not make you grown. You are, dudes know why they dealing with you. You're not getting over on nobody, and neither was I. Fuck. Oh, don't curse. Anywho, but yeah, I really got to get to know him over the phone, and he really brought things out of me that my friends couldn't, family couldn't at the time. And that's the whole point of relationships, and because that's that person that gets to see that side of you that no one gets to see, because it's like the overwhelming of emotion and love and vulnerability you have with this person, you know. And yeah, I got to know him over the phone, and I don't know why I didn't catch on to it, but he always had this best friend that would call me and let me know, oh, he said this, he said that, when I couldn't get to talk to him. For some reason, I just didn't think that he was, you know, f***ing her the whole time. And I'm over here paying my hard-earned money to take care of this man, thinking I was so grown. Oh yeah, I'm taking care of this thing. Like, never again. And honestly, things do happen. I feel like the only person you should hold down is someone that you're legally married to. Other than that, do not waste your money, do not waste your time. So, you know, we get to know each other over the phone, you know, talking, visits, all that. So he finally comes home, and, you know, we finally, and, I don't want to talk about that. I'm not trying to make nobody's head big. But, you know, it was good, you know. He was a Scorpio, and I have a very, like, special connection with them. But I feel, you know what, this is not about astrology. Why am I getting lost in my dreamland? So that's what happened. So after that, right, you know, every time you have, you know, have sex with somebody, the dynamic of relationships always change, and it's like you finally get to see who people really are, and it's up to you if you really want to stay or not. You know, I'm catching on to the fact that they text a lot, and I'm still not thinking anything of it because she does his hair, and it's like, oh well, of course she's gonna do it for free. That's his best friend. Yeah, so they talking, and I don't know, what happened? How did I catch on? I don't really remember how I caught on to that they were talking. I feel, oh yes, she eventually came out and got over trying to hide the secret, and I feel like she started coming for me, and I was just ignoring her. And then so he finally went back to jail again, right? And I've been told him, like, I was like, you go back and I'm done. And he went back, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done. And then, of course, she tried to relay the message, trying to be like, oh, yeah, he said this, he said that, right? And, yeah, so, yeah, eventually he went back to jail. And I feel like I still wanted him back for some reason. Then eventually I got over it because he wasn't calling me. I guess he was still talking to her. So I got over it eventually. And, I don't know what happened. But yeah, I guess I don't know what she got tired of. She just got tired of it. And then one day she called me and told me that she was pregnant by him. And I was like, oh wow, congratulations, because I don't want him anyway. And then around that time, I was like moving and stuff like that. And she wanted to fight me and stuff, right? And I was like, oh, bet. So the night of me moving, right? Because she kept hitting up my phone, hitting up my line. I'm like, all right, bet you want to come to my house? Gave her my address. And I was moving that night, so I gave her my old address. She actually went up there. And she's like, where you at? Where you at? She was talking to the renters that was there. She's like, oh, it's Anwa here. It's Anwa here. And then they were like, she's downstairs. But, you know, they forgot that I moved because they were used to moving there. And then she's like, you in the basement? In the basement? You're not even there. I was like, aha. I sent you to my old address. Right? So then I moved. You know, forget about her. So one day I'm at my old job and I was taking out the trash. Luckily it was not on the floor in the store. I see a car pull up and I see a familiar face and I see the little girl. It was the ex's sister. She was so young. I'm like, how is this little girl here? Because she's pregnant, so the little girl had to fight for her. So then I beat her up. After that, somebody broke it up, and then I beat the ex up. I mean, the BFF up. And, you know, that was that. It really made me think, like, dang, like, you could be that mad at somebody that you let them know where you freaking work at. And that's what really struck me. Like, you would really tell somebody where I work at? How did she know where I work at? You know? And then yeah, that was the end of that relationship. And what I learned, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did do something really messed up. Well, who cares anymore? Because pretty much when he came back, he got back with one of his exes, and I was like, all right, bet, when he chilled with one of his homies, and we didn't even do anything, we just smoked, and he's like, all right, bet. So I guess that's why he said her. See, and I can honest, I don't even care, because it's like, nobody just does certain things for no reason. He did that because of that. And I was just like, you know what? He's so fucked up. I'll never trust him again. Why would you tell somebody that? You know? And then, yeah, I can honestly admit it. Because I don't care anymore. And I've moved on from it. And I've learned so much. And I really would not, you know, take back that experience for anything. Because I learned a lot about myself, you know. And at the time, what was I doing? At the time I got into dancing, exotic dancing, and I was just really trying to find myself. And then eventually I told him that I could sing, because I never told any of my friends I could sing until I met him. And I was like, you know what, I'm just do this thing, because he was like, yeah, you know what, you need to do that. So he was really like pushing me to do it. And that's one of the things I can honestly thank him for, because I guess that is, okay, we'll talk about Scorpios, because I don't know what it is about them. It's not even them, it's just the relationship that I had. Like, I just really appreciated that push that he gave me. And I don't know how he was able to get that out of me, because my friends weren't even able to get that out of me. And yeah, eventually I was like, you know, I'm doing this thing, like, and then that's why, and I feel like that's why I wouldn't take it back, because I don't know how else I would have been able to find that confidence to go ahead and just go off on my journey and follow my dreams, because he was just really supportive. I need to stop. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to y'all raw. Like, there's no such thing as the one. You know, it's nice to say, oh, my soulmate. But for real, baby, it's just that we are here to procreate and marry each other, period. Even when it comes to marriage, like, marriage is about money, putting two incomes together to build another generation. Even children, I'm sorry if you won't get in your feelings, if you want, children is about money too. More people, more money. You gotta take care of that child, you know. And like, that's just what it is. And it made me realize, like, what else did it make me realize? It made me realize, well, what it pushed me to do was it pushed me to be celibate for 3 years, because it was like one of the deepest relationships I've ever had. And I know that I'll have that again, but like, sometimes some people have to hurt you that bad to look at yourself. You know, I don't know. I'm sure people have been through worse, but that was enough for me. I was like, whoa. Like, you send somebody to my job, like, you would really set me up like that. And that's why I was like, be careful who you date. You know, she was a straight dude. You know, and they get into some things, you know. Depending on how deep you are with them, you think you could just leave and they'll send one of their little BFFs to come take care of you. You know, you know, if you think you can leave them in jail, they will use their oppression as a weapon to destroy you. Like, for real. Like, I understand that we all have the pain of somebody doing us dirty and whatever. But feel that pain. Let that pain run through you. Go close to that pain and embrace that pain. And all you gotta do is just really ask yourself, like, what can I learn from this situation? I don't care how bad it hurts. You know, for me, I've had to learn from my pain, and not even just with dating people, even relationships, I wonder why God takes certain people from my life. And I always ask myself, and that's really the fuel to my fire to go after what I want in life. I'm like, it makes me feel like, you know, when God takes certain people from my life, and when traumatic things happen, I always ask myself, what can I learn? What's happening? What can I grow? Because I know this isn't happening for no reason. That's the beauty of life. Like, and imagine if everything was always all good and dandy. Do you think you would really learn anything? Certain things have to happen. Like, and that's why I feel like detachment is a very important thing in relationships. Because when you're detached, you can love someone more for who they are over in their wholeness, because you're not trying to control it. You know, detachment is very important. You are not your emotions, you are not your thoughts, because they change so much. You know, the only thing constant in life is change. And another thing that I feel like is very important in relationships is vulnerability, because we want to come home to someone that we can just let go of the world with, because we're thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about numbers. You just want to come home to your baby, you know, someone who's going to hold you at night and, you know, ask you how your day was, what you want to eat, I'm on my way home, You know, those are two things I think that are very important in relationships. But this is not, but I don't care. We're talking about this, so we're going to talk about it. Yeah, vulnerability. And it's so crazy how they're polar opposites, because when you're vulnerable, it's like you're open, you're here to serve. And one thing I will say about this generation, I feel like it's a recalibration of emotions and the balancing of the masculine and feminine energy right now, because it's like a part of me is like everybody's so detached, and part of me is like everyone's so in tune. I don't know why. I don't know why, because one thing I don't like is like why I feel like we're kind of detached is because like even the way we talk to each other, like the new slang bae. I never liked the term bae. I've always liked the word baby, because what is a baby? Vulnerability. A baby is vulnerable to his environment. And I don't know why I always struggled with, you know, saying that. But he brought that out of me too. Like, I don't know why I always struggled with that, but he brought that vulnerability out of me. He really opened me up. Some people you're really meant to meet them for a reason. And that's it. Some people are meant to have a child together, and that's it. Some people are meant to open you up like that. Open up that wound. Open up that wound and make you look at yourself for a reason, you know. And yeah, I really don't believe that there is such thing as the one. I do believe that two people are willing enough to make it work, you know. I still believe in marriage. I still want to get married one day. I know I'm going to get married. I'm going to have a good ass husband. But I feel like I have to be who I am in order for me to have that. And you have to be who you are too. And some people come in your life to make you look at who that is and explore that, you know. And I feel like that's what he did for me. And that was the importance of him having to do just that, you know. And that's why I can appreciate it and look back at it, but not want to ever deal with that person again, because it's like the type of lifestyle, you know. So yeah, breaks so you realize who to deal with and why. And it's not that all dudes want to, well, they all want to, but it's just that you have the choice. Understand that you have a choice to, you don't fall in temptation trying to keep someone because of sex. And that's not what I did, but I feel like usually women were always talking about, oh, all dudes want to do is have sex, and I want to have sex too, but it depends on who. And it can be good when it's mutual and, you know, things happen organically, because sometimes after sex people start to realize that that chemistry really ain't that strong. There is such thing as one-sided chemistry. You know that, right? You could be feeling all this stuff about this person, and this person isn't even feeling a scintilla of what you're feeling, because you're trying to chase something, you know, trying to make somebody to be something that they're not. And I feel like that's something that I did. I feel like I thought that he was something that he couldn't be for me, and I just wouldn't accept it because of the fear of being alone. And you know, and once I finally got alone, it became a safe place for me after a couple of years, and it helped me love myself, you know. And that's why breaks after relationships are very important, you know. Yeah, breaks to learn who you are, breaks to heal, you know. And what else did I want to say? Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, it's okay to get hurt. It's okay. You're not stupid. You're just learning. You know, a lot of the world trying to think, oh, you're done for taking him back. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not done learning. Okay. And it's like, if something's working between someone, I feel like you should support it. People ain't always gonna tell you what's really going on, the whole tea, you know. But if you see your friend going through certain things, just try your best to be supportive of your friend. Let them know you're there if it works, and if it doesn't work, you know. What else? That's all I wanted to say. I felt like I forgot. I felt like I didn't give enough of the importance of it. But like, even now that I'm even able to openly talk about the things that I did, and you know, even laugh about it, lets you know why it's important to question yourself and ask yourself, like, what was my part in this? Even if, you know, even if I did do that slick, you know, little move, he went to his ex for a reason, you know. And it is what it is. Like, it's like, damn, I didn't go back to my ex and you did that. But at the same time, it's still something to look at me. Look, it made me look at myself like, was I desperate or whatever it was just to be with someone? Because as women, we always want to be in a relationship all the time, you know. And it can even show you that maybe you are too giving, or maybe you are too, you know. You just have to really look at it. Look at yourself. Everything isn't always everyone's fault, because you were part of this situation as well. So it's like, yeah, you just gotta be honest with yourself. And that's the best way to learn how to heal and forgive. Because if you're the only person, the only thing you're holding on to is pain when you can't forgive and let it go. You don't necessarily have to forget, but it's like, when you decide to forgive someone, give it time, you know. Because if you decide to have that person back in your life and you throwing it back in their face all the time, it's like, what was the point of you even trying to get together again? Like, you know. And I am guilty of doing that, and I am victim of that as well. It's just like, alright, bruh, sheesh. And yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. Alright, good night.